Thank you for browsing page 121. Today we're going to take a look at another career path for you for Traveler. It's an alternate career path out of the 2024 Traveler Companion Update. This is the Believer. Last one I did was the Truther. There's someone who had a truth to expound and gain some followers. Well, now you're a believer. You follow that individual. I'm going to show you the benefits of playing it as a character, but also as a non-player character, which I think has greater strengths. Also, real quickly, just want to remind everybody, subscribers, please, everybody who has subscribed, thank you. And Patreon, please take a look. I'm trying to do a couple of new initiatives on there, so please take a look. If there's anything you can do to help me out, I would appreciate it. Back to the important stuff today. The Believer, not sung by the Monkees, today on page 121. The Believer. Life would be pretty sad if you didn't believe in something. Qualification for this career is none. The Believer career is open to anyone. Assignments. You get one of the following. Mainstream Believer. You belong to a widespread church and are sure of your place in the universe. Missionary Humanitarian. You spread the word of your faith across the stars to anyone willing to listen to the good message. Holy Warrior. There are too many unbelievers in the universe. You will make them believe. And then we have a quote here. Oh, no, just an asterisk, sorry. When gaining skills for basic training, use the table for the traveler's specialist, mainstream, humanitarian, or holy water, rather than service skills. So we don't use service skills. Holy warrior, I said holy water. Holy warrior, we don't gain the service skills for this career. We gain from either the mainstream, the missionary, or the holy warrior. That's kind of interesting. Your career progress. From mainstream believer, you survive on a 3-up modified by Soch, and your advancement is a Soch 8-up. Missionary Humanitarian, survival is a 6 modified by intelligence. Your advancement is a Soch 7-up. Holy Warrior, intelligence 8-up, and then advancement is for survival, and then advancement is intelligence 5-up. Mustering out benefits from on the cash table, none up to 50,000 credits. So there's more money in being a truther than a believer. But your other benefits are the knowledge that your soul is saved. Number 2, you'll be rewarded in the next life. That's outstanding. Intelligence +1, Soch +1. A prominent statue in Soch +1. 3 ship shares and sainthood candidacy. None of which will actually pay the bills, but that's pretty cool. I got a real kick out of reading this. So we're going to take a look at the mainstream, the missionary, and the holy warrior skills, since that's where your 0-level service skills come from in this profession. So you get profession, any, profession, religion, science, belief, drive, any, persuade, and admin, all at 0 if you're on the mainstream religion. Missionary or humanitarian, you get jack of all trades. Now you can't get that at 0, so this is kind of interesting. It doesn't make it clear, and it does contradict the rules in jack of all trades. So I would make that jack of all trades 1 as a starter. That's how I would rule it as the game master. Medic 0, persuade 0, diplomacy 0, carouse 0, and leadership 0. And then for holy warrior, gun combat any, melee any, explosives, heavy weapons, tactics military, and athletics any, all at 0. So the jack of all trades being in that column kind of breaks the jack of all trades rule. The jack of all trades 0 doesn't do you any good. So as I said, I would give that as a 1 just as the starter for being a believer, but that's up to me. The other way you could deal with that would be to put another skill in place of that. For your personal development, you get intelligence +1, education +1, Soch +1, science, belief, profession, religion, or persuade. For your service skills, you get profession, religion, science, belief, admin, electronics, computers, diplomat, or persuade. And advanced education, minimum 8 education, profession, religion, science, any, medic, investigate, electronics, computer, and advocate. So this is kind of interesting. Again, if you saw the video I did on the truther, I feel the same way about the believer. To my mind, there's no reason that I would mostly make it a non-player character, but there's no reason you couldn't be in an active service or having been a former scout or former Marine where you couldn't be a believer. Why not? I worked with a gentleman years ago who any fringe theory that was being thrown out on the internet, he would jump aboard. he believed in many of these, and he would play some of the podcasts at work and try to get us to come over to his way of thinking. So he was an active employee, but he was also a believer. So kind of an interesting thing that you can do with this guy. So now if I'm a mainstream believer, for my rank and bonuses, my layperson gets me no skill or bonus. For rank, that's rank 0. Rank 1 gets me initiate, and I get science, belief, level 1. Lay preacher at second rank, I get persuade. Third, priest, no benefit. Fourth, senior priest, social +1. 5, bishop, nothing. And 6, archbishop, social +1. For missionary humanitarian, junior worker project worker, no benefit at rank 0. Rank 1 is project worker. I get jack of all trades. 2, team leader, and then you get leadership. 3, project leader, no benefit. 4, project coordinator, you get admin. 5, department director, no benefit. 6, director, social +1. And then holy warrior. At rank 0, you are hopeful with no bonus. 1, you are fighter, gun combat any. 2, combat leader, leadership. 3, force commander, no benefit. 4, area commander, tactics military. 5, movement subleader, no benefit. And 6, movement leader, no benefit. So kind of interesting that there are definitely religious overtones to the believer thing. And I would actually work with any player that wanted to play this, or I would modify it as a non-player character class. It certainly does not have to be a religion that you're following. So I would take out some of the religious overtones in here for a believer if they were believing in something else, some theory or something that the ancients were going to return or someday or something like that. I would pull out the religious elements of it and just come up with a couple of different names. So on the mishap table, you are ambushed by opponents of your belief system. You must roll in the injury table and leave this career. 2, you direct someone to the true path, but this angers a friend or relative of theirs. Gain an enemy. 3, you are caught on the periphery of a scandal. Lose 1 rank and benefit roll, but you are not ejected from this career. 4, you have been following false teachings. Lose 1 skill from either profession, religion, or science believer. You do not have to leave this career. 5, your faith is shaken, or you develop a conscience about your false religion. Lose all benefit rolls gained thus far in this career, but you do not have to leave the career. 6, you come into conflict with a splinter group of your own religion, which maintains your vision is the wrong one. Gain D3 rivals. So again, very religious overtones. You can be a believer without actually having it involve religion. So I think this could be more fun if it was just some kind of fringe belief rather than a religion. Nice little artwork there. And then we go to the events table. So on a 2 on 2-6, disaster. Roll on the mishap table, but you are not ejected from this career. 3, you are involved in good works in the community, gaining the respect of a large segment of society. Gain social +1 and an ally. 4, a notable academic consults with you about publication or documentary he is working on. Gain a contact in academia. 5, you are sent to a new community or parish to preach the word among the poor. Gain 1 level of streetwise or persuade. 6, you retreat from the mundane world for a time in the hope of revelation, although this affects your work and relationships. Lose Soch minus D3, but gain D3 benefit rolls and die modifier on these and all future benefit rolls. That's a pretty good event. 7, life event. Roll on the life events table. 8, you are chosen to represent your faith in a vid show or other highly public forum. Gain 1 level of carouse or persuade. 9, you are offered inducements to betray your faith. If you do so, you must leave this career and lose all benefit rolls, but gain credits of 2 die times 10,000 per benefit you lose. That could be a lot of money. If you choose not to sell out, gain 1 die enemies. 10, you are asked to secretly provide religious rites for a dying leader or noble, although they do not share your faith. If you agree, you gain an ally in their household or family, but also a rival in your own faith who does not agree with your choice. 11, someone more charismatic but less devout than you becomes your superior. All future advancement rolls are subject to die modifier -2. Ouch. And 12, your faith enjoys an explosion in popularity, largely thanks to your efforts. You're immediately promoted 1 grade and gain die modifier +1 on all future advancement checks. So it's tough being a believer. And again, this has religious overtones, but I would say this could also just be some kind of fringe idea following that doesn't necessarily involve religion. It could just be some idea espoused by people that you think is true, maybe in a way to raise children or some other societal belief that you hold that would make things better. And so you go ahead and you go around and espouse your belief in this regard. So believer to me does not always have to be religion. Certainly that can drive a tremendous story. If you have a fervent religious believer who is determined to make things his way, then you can certainly drive a story that way. And of course, a planet full of believers following a religion that you are not familiar with can be a really interesting way to drive your story as well. So believers absolutely can drive your stories. Truthers can drive your stories. These could also have religious overtones. I like the idea of just a fringe belief. Believer, maybe they formed a religion around the ancients, where the belief is the ancients will return one day, and they will. Everyone who's been faithful and believed in them will sit at their right hand, and all others will be smote and destroyed. Who knows? So there you have it. That's a look at the believer career. I'm going to look for a couple of others through various JTAZs and such. If there's any more of these careers out there, I'm going to try to find them. If you know of any that I haven't touched on yet out of the core rulebook or now the companion 2024 update, if you could shoot me a message just letting me know where to look, I'll be happy to take a look at it. If it qualifies, I'll go ahead and I'll feature it. So that's all I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for believing. And please leave a comment and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.